Can I just ask one really just blatant one, get it out of the way?
Of course.
So you have a scene where you're talking to your penis.
Yes.
How do you prepare for that? And are you reading it going, is this like, how does it read to you on the page?
Jennifer Aniston is asking Sebastian Stan the tough questions about a specific scene from Hulu's new biopic series, Pam and Tommy, which is about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's relationship. The actors sat down with each other for Thursday's episode of Variety's Actors on Actors, and the 53-year-old Friends alum was curious about the scene where Sebastian, who played Tommy Lee, acted through an ecstasy-fueled conversation about monogamy with his manhood, which was an animatronic puppet voiced by Jason Mantzoukas.
I found that the less I thought about it, the better, because you just sort of kind of, the train of thought starts to go into panic mode. But it was a tricky scene to shoot because when we were shooting it, we didn't know if it was really going to work, if it was going to be too much or not.
Jennifer then went on to ask about the ins and outs of the scene and how it was created.
Did you shoot it kind of two ways, where it was sort of like your alter ego? Or, I mean,
it was
suggested that it was you were talking to?
Oh no, it was there.
Okay.
There were components, manual and prosthetics and things, and people with wires sort of plugging things into sockets.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I thought, look, we have the benefits of CGI. I mean, but no, we went old school for it, which was an interesting experience. But look, I think...
Very bold, very brave.
Yeah.
Sebastian concluded his knowledge of the intense scene by revealing they tried to keep it as close to what Tommy Lee wrote about, which Jen was certainly impressed by.
His penis is a character in the book that he wrote.
Yeah.
And so the writers, I think, were tipping their hat off to that and trying to find a creative way of how this guy would confess his love and his realization at the time for this woman, and that's what was on the page. And
quite romantic and beautiful. I mean, how, in moments, in that 90s sort of rock and roll kind of way.
I've never done ecstasy, so I wouldn't know what I was asking.
Big decisions made. They made some really big moves.
They certainly
just from
did.
A couple days.
I guess so, yeah.
This isn't the first time the Fresh actor has spoken about that particular scene. Access Hollywood chatted with Sebastian and his co-star Lily James back in January about the series, and he shared some insight then on how he was able to act through it.
You'd have to ask the four men that operated him, that stood loyally behind me and looked bravely into the light. Once more, dear friends. Once more,
How did you rehearse for it? What was rehearsals like in it?
Well, Craig, our director Craig Gillespie, he was amazing, right? And he always has somehow the one idea of how to get into a scene that you haven't thought of, and he was like, look, this is like you're confessing to a buddy, that you're in love and you're feeling and you're making this decision. Is this going to be the woman of your life, and that's when it was happening. So just kind of took my cues off of that.